Hey everybody, welcome to Super Soup Sunday with Coach Rayanne. We are making, what is it? Turkey white bean chili today is one of my family's favorite meals. So I definitely want to share it with you because you're all gonna, I hope, love it as much as my family and as much as I do. So I'm gonna wait just a moment and see if anybody's able to join me live today. I know that Sunday is a busy day, but it can also be a great day to prepare all of your meals. Get ready for the week, right? And so that, you guys, is why I love soup so much. Okay, if you've been tuning in every week, you'll know that I love soup because of the convenience. You can make a big batch of it at the beginning of the week and have lunch or dinner available all week. Really, last week I made chicken fajita soup, and literally I had the last bowl on, I think it was Friday, or was it yesterday, even Saturday. It lasts all week. And here's the other thing, with soups, if you aren't able to eat it all, because sometimes maybe you get sick of it, you don't want the same thing, or maybe it's just you alone and you don't want to eat 16 servings of soup. If that's true, you can eat as much as you want, and then guess what? Stick it in a Ziploc bag and freeze it. And then later when you're ready to eat it, you just pop it into a pan and thaw it out. And just a moment, I've already put in, so just to get it started here, I've already put in the protein into the pot. So I'm just gonna do a quick stir real quick. One of the other reasons I love soup is because it's an amazing way to fill up on protein, fiber, and water. And why is that a big deal? Do you know why protein, fiber, and water is a big deal? Because it's filling. Hi, Tara. How are you? Gosh, it's been forever, right? So protein, fiber, and water are the three things that are going to keep you full, satisfied, reduce cravings, and give you sustained energy. So that, my friends, is why I love to make soups. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are some soups that really aren't that healthy, right? There's like cream of whatever, potato. There's broccoli and cheese. There's all these like clam chowders. Those also, if you want to take some time, those also can be made healthy. But I'm talking more soups that are like protein-based, like this, turkey and white bean chili. You're gonna have lots of protein in it, not only from the turkey, but also from the beans that we're gonna use, okay? Has lots of fiber, not only from the vegetables we're putting in, but from the beans we're using, okay? So fill up on those three things, and you will be satisfied. I can't see who else is there. I can see Tara's there. Gosh, like literally like 30 years maybe since I've seen you. Something crazy like that. So anyway, I'm just getting the turkey burger. So what I did is I took a quick trip to Trader Joe's today. That's my favorite grocery store right now. And we have like a million grocery stores here. And, I bounce around, but right now my very favorite is Trader Joe's because they have a ton of healthy options and it's a great price, okay? Now, if you don't have one near you, totally fine. You can get all these ingredients at any grocery store, okay? But I picked the 93.7 turkey burger, okay? Now, do you have to use turkey? No. Hi, Kathy. I see you're here now. You don't have to use ground turkey. You could use ground chicken. You could use ground beef. You could use bison, okay? You could, really any kind of protein that you like. Now, could you make this vegetarian? Sure. What you could do instead of making a bunch of meat in the soup is you could just add extra beans, okay? You just gotta be careful with all the beans, okay? All right, so I'm cooking up the meat still. I meant to have this done before we started, but I started chit-chatting with my daughter. And you know how that goes. We were just talking and not working. So anyway, now that I have most of the meat, it's almost browned and ready to go, I want to show you really quick. Hi, Amber. Hi there. Okay, so this particular soup doesn't have a ton of vegetables, so you absolutely could add more. But my kids like it this way. And so I'm going to satisfy their needs with not as many vegetables. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat a green salad with my soup. so I can up the fiber and the vegetable factor even more. But here, you guys, super simple. And every single soup that I've made has these 3 vegetables. We got some chopped onion, carrot, and celery. And guess what? At the store today, there was a whole container of chopped celery, onion, and carrot ready to go. So it can be even easier. It's amazing. But I didn't do that because I actually enjoy chopping. So I also chopped up about 4 cloves of garlic. Can you see that? I love, 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 love some garlic. Okay. But what I'm going to do is add to the pan right now. I'm just going to bring this over here. And if it doesn't, oh, whoop. Do you like my floor? Here, hang on really quick. I'm going to let my daughter, my handy candyman. I don't have a candyman. My handy dandy cameraman, Brian, he's gone. He thought he got the day off from camera. So my daughter is taking over. Here we go. I'm going to show you. This is, here you go, babe. Mackenzie does not want to be shown on camera today, so we're going to let her skip out on that. So can you see that pretty good? All right, here is the deal. There is some fat in here, okay? I'm not scared of some fat, you guys. Fat is going to keep us fuller longer, just like the fiber and the protein, okay? And some of that is going to cook off as well. But what I'm going to do is I have the meat nice and brown, and I'm going to turn it down just a touch. Those suckers are sizzling. So I'm going to add in my celery. All right, wait. I'm trying to be all clean here, but here goes. This is my house. Not cooking for anyone but me and my family, so they get my hands. They get my hands on this. But I'm just going to dump it all in, okay? I did 2 smaller onions, 2 carrots, and about, well, I had kind of small celery stalks, so I did about 4. So if you want like an idea, I'm going to wait on the garlic. The garlic's going to go in a little bit later, okay? So check this out. I'm just going to stir it in. This is already so yummy, okay? And I'm trying not to giggle right now, you guys. I'm trying not to giggle because my daughter is totally making fun of me right now. She's behind that camera making fun of me. I guess she's never seen one of these cooking demos before. Do any of you have teenagers that make fun of everything you do? Do any of you have that? Because if you do, you know how I'm feeling right now. But that's okay. That's okay because we have plenty of time to get back at them. All right, so there we go. We're just gonna let that cook for a little bit. Okay. Now, this is a really quick demo today because this is probably the fastest soup that I make. The longest part of the whole thing, it was the simmering, but also just the chopping of the veggies. And you can reduce time on that if you get the already chopped vegetables, okay? So, I almost forgot one other thing. This is turkey white bean chili, and one of the best ingredients of this soup is chopped green chilies, okay? So I did buy the organic fire roasted green chilies. Whatever green chilies you like. You could even get fresh green chilies and chop them up, but I like these because they're kind of juicy and they're really, 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 really good. So I'm gonna, after that cooks just a little bit longer, I am going to add these. I'm gonna let this cook down a little bit. Get the onions a little softer, the celery, the carrots, okay? Now, really quick, come here, Mackenzie is my daughter. If you look over here, zoom in on you can see over here some brown like crusting on the pan a little bit. It's getting a little bit at the bottom. We want that, okay? We want that so that we get a little bit deeper flavor. So it's okay. Don't freak out if you start getting a little browning in the pan. Just reduce your heat if you need to so it doesn't burn. And then what we'll do is use any of the liquids to kind of scrape some up of, scrape up some of that flavor, okay? This is looking a little bit still crunchy, so I'm gonna let it cook just a little bit longer. So while that's cooking, I'm gonna wait to add, I'm gonna add 3 cans of the chilies because I just feel like it gives a lot of flavor. They're a tiny, tiny bit spicy, so if you don't love spice, maybe only do 1 or 2 cans. But I'm telling you, it's the flavor is just amazing. But while that's cooking, I want to show you something. I took 3 cans of, well, today I'm using organic Great Northern beans. Again, this is Trader Joe's. And no, I don't work for Trader Joe's, but I should because I love them. And have you ever been to one? They are so friendly. It's really cool. But they have great canned foods, fresh foods, frozen foods. But I found these. I was actually looking for cannellini beans because I think they have a little bit higher protein than these. But this is what they had. They're white beans and they're really, really tasty. So I went ahead and I just did 3 cans. I drained them and then rinsed them in the colander, okay? The reason we do that is because they're real starchy and they have extra like salt and they get kind of gooey, which is actually really good for soups because it thickens it up. But I wanted to take out some of the sodium and extra starchiness. So I am going to take a fork, maybe, like I take this big fork. It's like a serving fork, and I'm just going to lightly mash some of these beans, just like barely, okay? Because what that's going to do is thicken our soup a little bit. Okay, so just do that. You have some whole beans in here. You get a few mashed up a little bit. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so I'm going to go do a quick stir. Let me do a quick stir of the soup again. Oh, look, I'm getting a little more of that brown crustiness on the edge of the pan. Ooh, I don't know why it's only on that side. Maybe it's hotter on that side of the stove or something. Okay, it's time. It's time to add in our green chilies. Hey, does anyone have any questions, Mackenzie? Comments? Okay. All right, so that's 1 can. 2 cans. Now, here's the thing. If I wasn't demonstrating this for you, I would probably cook this a little bit longer, okay, before I added the green chilies and other ingredients, but I know it's boring to sit here and watch me just like cook the same pot of food. So I'm gonna hurry this up a little and just simmer my soup a little longer to get the tenderness that I like. Okay, do you see this? Ooh. Okay, so I'm mixing the green chilies and all the vegetables. All right, next up, I'm gonna just go ahead and add in some seasonings, okay? Ooh, it's kind of warm over here. So, the seasonings I have today are just a chili powder, like I'm trying to hide the brand. Chili powder. I'm going to do a tablespoon-ish. I think you already know if you've watched these before. I don't really like measuring because I have a hard time following rules apparently. So I'm going to do a tablespoon plus, like maybe a tablespoon and a half. Now there is a recipe for this that if you're on my email list will be coming out this week. If you're not on my email list, whoo, I would highly recommend it, okay? I send out some good stuff, or you can check out my blog, okay? So that was the chili powder. Now I'm gonna add ground cumin. So I was telling you, the recipe actually does have measurements, like specific measurements that you can try and then adjust it from there. But like I told you, I don't really follow recipes. I'll make them for you, but then I kind of go rogue on those. So this is a little less than a tablespoon of cumin. Ooh. That is good stuff. All of a sudden that smelled weird. I was like, oh, that's cumin. Do you ever do that? Like put the wrong seasoning in? Oh, it'd be terrible. And then I have this container of some oregano. Somebody gave me oregano, so I just have it in this little container. And we're just gonna put some of that in, okay? And then finally, I love pickled diced jalapeno peppers. So I hope nobody minds in the family that I'm dumping this into, okay? Hopefully Mackenzie doesn't mind. All right, so I gotta get this stirred around a little bit more. You know what, I'm like sweating over here because it's so hot over this pan. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce that a little bit. All right, so you see how easy this is. Super easy. Is it steaming up the camera? Woo! Woo! I feel like I just burned myself on the steam. Don't do that. Okay. Learn from my mistakes. Okay. All right. So now what we're gonna do is add in our beans and our stock, our chicken's broth. okay? This, again, I got at Trader Joe's. It's their organic, low sodium chicken broth. I normally get the unsalted from, I think Swanson's or whatever I can find unsalted. I could not find unsalted today. So this is low sodium. It is still very low sodium, okay? You just don't want to get the regular. The regular has like thousands of milligrams of sodium, and there's no reason to be having all that extra sodium when you can buy options without. You could also use water instead of a broth, but the broth just gives a little bit more flavor, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and put in this whole box. Okay, ooh. Okay, I've got a whole box. And then I'm going to put in our beans. I am gonna use more broth than that, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the beans in. Okay. So do you see how simple this is? Oh, here's another option you could do. You could even just brown the turkey burger or whatever protein you're gonna use, and then throw all of the ingredients in a slow cooker and let it cook. That would be a crock pot brand or any kind of slow cooker, for those of you that don't know what a slow cooker is. Okay. And then, and there are lots of recipes for using the Instant Pot too, but I have not made this particular recipe in the Instant Pot yet. I'm sure I will. I just enjoy cooking so much though that I kind of like the old school, like on the stove way, okay? So check it out. Will you zoom in here, kids? Or let me see this looks so good. But what it needs, for me, I think it needs more liquid. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up another box of broth, okay? And just get to the level of juiciness that I prefer. But then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the pot to simmer, and I'm gonna let it all simmer for a while and let the juices kind of mold together. Actually that would be meld together. No molding happening with the soup. Okay, so I'll just turn it to low or to simmer, and I will cover it, but I'll wait until we're done here. Okay, doesn't that look amazing? Couple notes though. Oh, you guys, you know what I forgot? Holy cow, I forgot one of the best things is the garlic. I can add it now and it's fine. I prefer to add it when I add the green chilies. I'm sorry, I forgot. That's the problem when you don't follow recipes, is you might forget steps. But nobody's perfect. If you're perfect, you're probably not watching this, right? Okay. So here we go. That's because nobody is. All right, so what I was gonna say though, I happened to look over this way for my pepper, and that's when I saw the garlic, but it's still gonna have time to cook in and taste great. But I'm gonna do a couple turns or more of black pepper. Okay, this is a big pot. So I'm just gonna stir in some black pepper. Now, what I would recommend with salt is add the amount of salt you need to your own serving, okay? And be careful with that. But I've just learned over the years that I do better with cooking more on a low sodium, and then people can add what they need to their own portion. That way you're starting with a clean, lower sodium meal, and then you can adjust it as needed. And the great thing about that is you get used to eating less sodium, right? You'll get used to that flavor, and pretty soon you find that you're not adding quite as much as you go, okay? So I want to also tell you that I did a little calculation, and it's probably not exactly perfect, but I'm not a big fan of, I'm not a really big fan of counting calories, fat grams, carbs, and all that stuff. But I am a big fan of having a general idea of what you're consuming, okay? So I don't normally do this. I don't normally tell you how many calories or how many grams of carb or protein is in my soup, but today I decided to do that. So I calculated everything out, and depending on your serving size, so that totally depends. I'm gonna assume there's 16 servings in here, okay? If I assume there's 16 servings in this pot, there is only 176 calories, so not bad, right? That means you could probably have 2 bowls and have a nice full meal. And there are 17 carbs, okay? 17 carbohydrates, 16 proteins, and 5 fiber with this way that it is right now, okay? Now, if you want to add more vegetables to it, of course, the calorie count's going to go up, the fiber count's going to go up, the carb, everything's going to go up a little bit. But you can make this just fuller of good nutrition with just more vegetables, okay? Now, some of you are on my email list, and some of you have been following me for a while, and you know that I believe in something called the label rule. The label rule takes our total carbohydrates of any food that you can like look at a label. You take the total carbohydrates and you subtract out the protein and the fiber. Now, I always encourage my clients to only eat or choose foods that are a 10 or below. Okay, so let's do a quick calculation. And this is the soup. I'm done with the soup. So this is just a little lesson I'm going to give you on how I choose foods to eat. And this label rule actually is meant for foods with a label. But what I've done is I've applied the idea to any meal that I eat. When I have more protein and more fiber than I do starchy carbohydrates, then I know that I'm eating something that is going to keep me fuller longer. It will help reduce my cravings and give me good energy because it's not spiking my blood sugar. And if you want to learn more about that, please let me know because I have a lot of lessons and information and blogs all about that subject. So if you're interested in learning more about that, just contact me and I can direct you in the right place. So I want to do a quick sample of this rule. So I don't know if you can see that, Mackenzie, but I'm looking at a can of beans, okay? The can of beans, I'm not even worried about the calories right now. I'm not worried about the fat. I'm looking purely at the total carbohydrate. And I want to say to you, I've learned from a lot of my clients that a lot of people don't understand labels. And so this is just a really quick, easy lesson. So total carbohydrates in this particular can of beans is 19, okay? The fiber, because remember, I'm going to take the carbohydrate minus the fiber minus the protein. So we have carbs of 19. Dietary fiber, I know it's kind of hard to see because it's little. Dietary fiber is 6. And then protein is 7. So really I say 6 plus 7 is 13. So 19 minus 13 is what? 6, right? So I was like, oh, I got to do math in front of people. No, but that is, so it's under 10 is what I'm getting at. Now, you do have to pay attention to what the serving size is. The serving size here is a half a cup. So, and there's 3 servings in this can. So if you decide you're going to eat an entire can of beans, which I don't recommend, but if you were, then we would have to multiply 19 times 3, 6 times 3. But anyway, that is way over. So the label rule only works per serving, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. Now, when I did the calculation for this pot of soup, I came up with, remember if there's 16 servings, I had 17 carbs, minus 16 grams of protein, minus 5 grams of fiber per bowl. So that's 17 minus 16 is 1, minus 5, so it's a negative 4, okay? That's amazing. This meal is going to satisfy you, fill you up, reduce cravings, and give you energy. And that is why you should be incorporating lots of soups into your life, okay? Now, thank you guys. This was my 4th episode of Super Soup Sunday. But I decided it's time to move on. Next week, because next week is the Super Bowl, which is so fun. Super Bowl Sunday is known for going to parties and eating your heart out, right? So we're going to do it healthy style. So next week, I'll meet you at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right back here. And I'm going to show you what we're going to have as our healthy Super Bowl treat. And I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I will tell you this week as it gets closer. And the reason I'm not going to tell you is because there's 4 things I'm trying to decide. So that would be a great question. If you have a question about what healthy Super Bowl snacks are, let me know. I'd be happy to make that a whole new discussion. So I appreciate it. Let me see this. I'm going to take this back, Mackenzie. Hang on. I'm going to show you the soup. It's over here simmering, sort of. I actually need to turn it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Looks great. I bring this back to me. All right. So thank you guys for joining me. This has been so fun. If it is helpful to you, please let me know. If it's not, don't let me know. I'm just kidding. You can let me know that too. But, or if you have other things you would like to see me make or try, I would love it because cooking is one of my very, very, very favorite things. And Sunday is my very, very, very favorite day to do it. So thanks again for watching. Hi, I see some of you now. Hi, Dana, Kim, Kelly. Hey guys, Kathy. Kathy has a question. Just thought of a good question. I know the more water, the healthier it is, but my crew likes more thicker soups. How can I do that and still keep the healthiness factor? You know what? It's fine. Just drink more water. Just drink more water. Okay. So when you're eating, Kathy, if you're still there, hopefully you hear this. The water is filling, right? So all of it is like water's filling, fiber's filling, and protein is filling. So if you like a thicker soup, especially like with chili type things, totally fine. You just drink extra water with that meal. Okay, that's fine. And really part of the water that I'm talking about comes into vegetables, right? Vegetables are full of fiber and water naturally. So you're getting it there anyway. And just eating this meal is going to be a healthy option all in one, okay? Debbie, hey, thanks. She's going to start getting ingredients. Awesome. Hey, Wendy, Sandy. Hey, guys. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week for the Super Bowl edition. Super excited about it. And super excited for Super Bowl Sunday. How many times can I say super? All right, you guys. Have a great day. Bye.